20 last places on Earth humans have never visited. Satellite photos, drones, far-flung travel destinations, all of these contribute to reducing the number of places on Earth where humankind has never set foot. There is, however, a handful of untouched locations, or at least almost untouched. Wouldn't it be a good idea for them to stay that way? Number 1. The forests of Myanmar. Myanmar, a small Southeast Asian country nestled between China, Bangladesh, India, Thailand, and Laos, still holds some mysteries. The Northern Forest Complex, over 5,000 meters, 16,400 feet, above sea level, is one of those mysteries. The fauna found there, herons, deer, and red pandas, are rarely disturbed, only occasionally by scientific expeditions. This natural refuge is far from human activity and is still considered unexplored, at least for now. Number 2. Northern Patagonia. Arid steppes, tropical rainforests, glaciers, fjords. Patagonia, which stretches from Argentina to Chile, boasts many breathtaking landscapes, but access is challenging due to its cruel geography. Because it is so difficult to visit, it's a veritable Garden of Eden for the flora and fauna that flourish there. Number 3. Namib Desert. Significantly lesser known than its Saharan counterpart, the Namib Desert, located in southern Namibia, is included on the list of the most unknown and unexplored deserts on the planet. Some say it is the oldest desert on Earth, with a presumed age of up to 80 million years. Covering nearly 80,000 square kilometers, 30,900 square miles, the Namib Desert spans from South Africa to Angola. Number 4. Mariana Trench. Take Mount Everest and drop it 9 kilometers, 6 miles, under the ocean and you'd still have to swim about 1 kilometer, 3,300 feet, up before reaching the surface. That gives you a good idea of the depth of the Mariana Trench, near Guam in the southwest Pacific. It's likely the deepest trench on Earth and the least explored location in the entire ocean, and for good reason. The pressure there is so great that it would crush almost any vessel. Humans are definitely not welcome. On the other hand, what might we find down there? Godzilla. Number 5. Daintree National Park. This 1,200 square kilometers, 460 square miles, national park located in northern Queensland, Australia, is home to the oldest ecosystem in the world, where thousands of species of plants and animals live in blissful solitude in the sun-inhabited part of the island. This tropical rainforest is over 110 million years old. Number 6. The summit of Gangkhar Puensum. This giant peak that overlooks Bhutan and China is the 40th tallest summit on Earth, reaching 7,500 meters, 24,600 feet, above sea level. It is also the highest peak in the world that has never been reached, despite several failed attempts. Since 2003, it has been forbidden to climb it. The mountain's name translates as White Peak of the Three Spiritual Brothers. Number 7. Star Mountains. This hard-to-access mountain range, located in Papua New Guinea, is one of the most humid places on Earth. That's understandable, considering it receives about 10,000 millimeters, 390 inches, of rain each year. And no, that's not a typo. 10 meters, 33 feet, of rainfalls is one of the essential elements of this relatively isolated ecosystem that is home to more than 1,100 species, including nearly 100 that exist nowhere. Number 8. Greenland. Greenland isn't devoid of human activity, but almost. Its population is just shy of 60,000, which is not that many considering the territory spans 2 million square kilometer, 772,000 square miles. That amounts to 0.03 people per square kilometer, 0.08 per square mile, making it the 207th most populous country in the world, a far cry from Macau, China, with its 21,081 people per square kilometer, 54,600 per square mile. 3/4 of Greenland is forever covered in ice, measuring 3 kilometers, 1.9 miles, deep. The unpredictable climate makes it virtually unexplored, even today. Number 9. Sun Dong Cave. To say that this Vietnamese cave is enormous would be a massive understatement. This cave, the largest of its kind on Earth, could hold an entire skyscraper. A 61-meter tall, 200 feet, calcite wall blocks access to a network of underground caves and tunnels. Around 1,000 tourists can venture partway in for a whopping 3,000 apiece, but its 8 kilometers, 5 miles, of tunnels and network of around 150 caves remain unexplored. Inside, there's a river and even a jungle. Torrential rains make it essentially inaccessible from September to January. Number 10. Sakha Republic. This Russian territory located in northern Siberia is home to roughly 1 million people. Around 20 of this huge republic lies above the Arctic Circle, which explains its temperatures of 43 degrees Celsius, 45 degrees Fahrenheit, and much lower, and the presence of permafrost. It's no wonder that much of the land is devoid of human activity, as it would be nearly impossible to live there, but this doesn't lessen its natural beauty. Number 11. Antarctic Lakes. Antarctica is an amazing place. It's a continent that remains relatively unexplored, minus a few scientific outposts that have been there for decades. But there is something even less explored, its subglacial lakes, like Lake Vostok, located 3.7 kilometers, 2.3 miles, below the surface, which hasn't seen sunlight in 15 million years. Humans would find it very, very difficult to get to these completely inhospitable locations where, as seen in this Greenpeace photo, life finds a way. The possible contamination of samples obtained during expeditions can easily taint the scientific results. These lakes are truly difficult to access on all levels. Number 12. Mount Liko. The summit of Mount Liko, in northern Mozambique, has only recently begun to reveal its secrets. It was a pretty big surprise to find a tropical rainforest that had been completely hidden from humanity, located over 700 meters, 2,300 feet, above sea level. Even just the unique flora found there will be the subject of many studies. But then arises the age-old question, should scientists make such a discovery public, which might attract unwanted visitors who could destroy an as yet unknown ecosystem? How long will it take before this place appears in a travel brochure? Number 13. Kamchatka Peninsula. When you think of volcanoes, you might think of Vesuvius, Krakatoa, or even Eyjafjallajökull, Gesundheit, but on the Kamchatka Peninsula on the far eastern side of Russia, you can find some of the most spectacular volcanoes on Earth. Over 300 volcanoes dot the area, which is also home to several species of salmon. The territory also boasts the highest density of brown bears in the world. The peninsula, which was closed to Westerners until 1991, remains, to this day, sparsely populated, and some parts even remain unexplored. Today, around 400,000 people live in this region that is about as big as California. Number 14. Singita-Bimaraha Strict Nature Reserve. This strict nature reserve of nearly 1,000 square kilometers, 390 square miles, located on the western side of the island of Madagascar, off the coast of Africa, wears its name well. In the Malagasy language, Sinji means walk on your tiptoes, which aptly describes what you would want to do around its gorges and canyons strewn with giant limestone structures formed by millions of years of erosion. Numerous plant and animal species, many still undiscovered, can only be found here. The extremely difficult access and the area's protected status, dating from 1927, makes it highly inaccessible. Number 15. Mount Namuli. Here is another summit in Mozambique that has only been partially explored by a handful of people. Reaching 2.4 kilometers, 7,900 feet, above sea level, this peak is part of a mountain range that has developed like isolated islands, becoming home to different species. Almost 70 years passed between the 1932 and 1998 expeditions because of the Civil War and its challenging access. Today, Mount Namuli remains mainly untouched by humankind. Number 16. The depths of the Yucatan Caverns. The incredible unexplored caves of Mexico were created, like other caverns on Earth, when bedrock collapsed, revealing underground springs of clear water. Tourists can swim at the surface, but the underground network remains largely unexplored. The depths of these caverns are so inaccessible and dangerous that even the most experienced speleologists don't dare go there in order to preserve the aquatic environment. These depths are probably a good reason why the Maya held their human sacrifices nearby. Number 17. The Rub al Khali, considered the largest sand sea in the world, covering an area of about 650,000 square kilometers, 250,000 square miles. This desert, translated from Arabic as empty quarter, reaches Saudi Arabia, Oman, the United Arab Emirates, and Yemen. The only signs of life on the far horizon are scorpions, some adventurous birds, and a few desert mammal carcasses. The temperature can reach 40 C, 104 F, in the shade. Try to find some, making the area completely inhospitable. In 1930, Bertram Thomas became the first Westerner to traverse the entire desert in 59 days. Most of this desert land has never been visited by humans, or at least none have returned to tell their tale. Number 18. Mount Roraima. The steep slopes of this peak and the difficulty in getting the necessary permits make Roraima an unexplored mountain. It's not easy to get there when, on top of the logistical challenges, getting the go-ahead from the three countries that surround it, Venezuela, Brazil, and Guyana, is no easy task. These factors make it so that only the local fauna get to enjoy the breathtaking view from the summit. Number 19. The ocean depths. The scientific community knows more about the Moon, Mars, and other celestial bodies than it does about the bottom of our own oceans, and for good reason. It's easier to get to the International Space Station, orbiting 400 kilometers, 250 miles, above our heads, than to reach the bottom of the Atlantic, which is around 3.6 kilometers, 2.2 miles, deep. Most submarines are unable to withstand the pressure, which makes exploration very costly, risky, and rare. Number 20. Sandy Island. This tiny island off the coast of New Caledonia in the South Pacific, discovered in 1774 by Captain Cook, was mapped for the first time near the end of the 19th century. No human has ever set foot on it and none ever will. Why? Because it simply doesn't exist. Its inclusion on old maps has been explained by a cartographic error which was quickly discovered. It was erased from most official hydrographic charts during the 1970s, but not all. Even Google Earth was fooled and had to remove the island from its map in 2012 after the RV Southern Surveyor, an Australian research vessel, passed by and confirmed its inexistence. At least now the matter has been settled once and for all. Please like and subscribe to my channel Paranormal Savage. Thanks for watching.